8th roster update of NBA 2K21. ¿Qué pasa to the pack? It is Pack here,
aka your mama's best friend.
Before the video starts, please be an OG, join the pack, and subscribe. What I do in every roster update is I get the biggest changes of every single team and talk to you about them. I'm gonna be honest, the past couple weeks I've been kind of a casual. I only watched like the Knicks and Spurs games because like I'm kind of in like the I just want the playoffs to start mode already, so I'm kind of whatever about it. So I don't know too much about everyone so far, but I know a couple things here and there, so we'll get into it. We always start off with the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm gonna make that a shirt at this point, like for real. Ben Simmons -1. He has been slowly trickling down this season. I'm sure defensively he's great. He's actually a defensive player of the year candidate, but offensively is just not there, and I think that's why they've been dropping him. But Dwight Howard +1 back into the 80 overall club, making him the clear 4th best player on the 76ers. Shake Milton +1 as well. And unpopular opinion, I think this team fights the Nets in the conference finals. Whether or not they beat them, we'll see, but I think they'll put up a good fight. This team is great offensively and defensively, and that's a big deal when it comes to trying to win a championship. Now, we're going to the Milwaukee Bucks, and now we're on Jrue Holiday +1, making him a clear 2nd best player on this team. Everybody kind of dogged on the Bucks because they traded Eric Bledsoe for Jrue Holiday. At the time, they were both an 83 overall. Now Eric Bledsoe's a 77 overall and Jrue Holiday's an 87 overall. That is 10 overall difference since the start of the year. That's crazy, and now it makes you think, wow, that was actually really worth it. Is it enough to win them a championship? That's a different conversation, but still, that's a huge pickup for them. Now Brooke Lopez +1, 79 overall. He kind of goes up and down every roster update. And then a big one, Thanasis +3. His role on this team has been huge, 75 overall. That makes him the 7th best player on this team. Almost 6th man. That's how good he's been playing. Good for him, man. He's really found his way in the NBA, like out of nowhere. Now, with the Chicago Bulls, Chi-Town, Lauri Markkanen -1. Probably because Vucevic is now on the team. He's just trying to figure out how to like blend in. Plus he was injured for a while, so that's the other thing. Daniel Tice -1, new on the team. Probably trying to figure out his role on the team as well. Besides that, no major changes for the Bulls, which is surprising. I thought a lot more would happen now that they have a new pickup. Now for Cleveland, we have Kevin Love -2 from an 82 to an 80 overall. And then Darius Garland, who's been balling from a 77 to a 79, +2 for him. Darius Garland is slowly becoming the 3rd best player on this team, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens like next roster update. Like Kevin Love's been pretty rough. For the Boston Celtics, ooh, controversy. Jason Tatum -1, dropping from the 90 overall club because the Celtics have been losing throughout the year. Now they're kind of starting to get back in like a winning position, but Jaylen Brown, they also drop him -1, so they would have been tied as the best player, and you guys know I would have lost my mind if they did that. I think they literally only dropped Jaylen Brown just so that he wouldn't be tied with Jason Tatum. But yeah, it's just weird. Robert Williams +1, making him the 4th best player on this team. And then Evan Fournier -2 from an 83 to an 81, just trying to get into this team and figuring out his role. Now, for the LA Clippers, a couple things. Paul George -1 from an 89 to an 88, still very good though. Not as good as he was at the start of the year though. DeMarcus Cousins now is on the team. I was going to make a whole video about DeMarcus and other players that were added to new teams, but still, DeMarcus on the team. Whether or not he's actually going to be helpful or not, we'll have to wait and see. Marcus Morris has been playing very good, but he only gets +1. I wouldn't even be surprised if he goes up to an 80 overall anytime now. Plus, they're waiting for Serge Ibaka to come back. Like, okay. Now, for the only change I saw for the Grizzlies is Grayson Allen. Neck is +1 from a 76 to a 77. And that's really it. I mean, not a major change for the Grizzlies at all, even though they've been kind of winning lately. For the Hawks, Danilo Gallinari -1 from an 81 to an 80. And I kind of have a bone to pick with this team. They're winning a lot lately. They're actually doing a very good job out of nowhere in the East, and they were struggling in the beginning of the year. I don't know if y'all remember, but DeAndre Hunter was injured. But I do think that Trae Young definitely deserves to get back up near the 90 overall club. I know his game is super annoying to watch with all the flopping, but he's winning, and you got to give credit where credit's due. His rating does need to go up. It just has to. Now, for the Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo +1. People were really mad that Bam was kind of low. I wouldn't even be surprised if in a couple times or like next roster update he's even a little higher. Victor Oladipo -1, still in the 80 overall club, trying to find his footing with the Miami Heat. Goran Dragic -1. Besides that though, not too many changes for the Heat. Now for the Charlotte Hornets, Gordon Hayward -1. pretty close now to being tied with Terry Rozier as the best player on this team, which I do believe Terry Rozier at least needs to be tied with Gordon Hayward, in my opinion. Devontae Graham +1. I was very surprised because during the trade deadline, they wanted to trade him. So I'm surprised that he gets the upgrade and he's playing better now. But PJ Washington, the biggest downgrade in this roster update, from an 80 to a 77 overall. Pretty massive of a downgrade for him. Okay, for the Jazz, only change I saw was Joe Ingles +1. That's it for this team. You know, this is still one of the best teams in the NBA, and they're being pretty consistent about it too, which is a big deal. All right, so for the Kings, De'Aaron Fox +1. Obviously, he has been carrying this team kind of hard. Like, I think he got Player of the Month last month because his numbers have been insane because he's been insane. I mean, they're trying to fight for a bubble spot, not a bubble spot, a playing game spot, and De'Aaron Fox is trying to go for it. For the Knicks, Julius Randle -1. It's only because they've been kind of losing lately. My blasphemy, though, is RJ Barrett -1. How? For the past 2 months, he's averaging 25. How, 2K? How? I don't know what more to say besides how. How do you drop him? If anything, he should be like an 83, 84. How? But whatever. Manu quickly -1. Deserved. He's been playing kind of lately. Now for the Lakers, the only change is Horton Tucker goes -1. He's been kind of up and down this year too. He's kind of inconsistent for the moment, but he's getting better throughout time. Okay, so Wendell Carter Jr. +1, making him now the clear favorite as the best player on the team. He's only 21 years old. He's going to be kind of a cornerstone for this team. Another big man that they're going to try to live off of for a couple years, like Vucevic, now with Wendell, sadly. All right, for the Mavericks, Luka Doncic +1. I've been saying that this is completely fair, bro. I mean, he is carrying this team pretty damn hard. I mean, Porzingis is playing a little better lately, but Luka is just like he's so good. It's like it hurts my soul. Jalen Brunson +1 as well, from an 80 to an 81. And then Josh Richardson -1. Isn't it crazy that they added this? Like they signed him so that he could help this team and be the clear number 3 option. And yet he's been dog water. He just has been. It's kind of sad to see. No change for the Nets, which is kind of surprising. Now that they have LaMarcus, now they have Blake Griffin. No change, which is weird. Okay, so for the Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr. +1. He's been playing well, but no Aaron Gordon change. They've been winning every single game ever since they got Aaron Gordon. And no change for him. I think he should get at least like a +1. He's been fantastic for them. Karis LeVert -1. Sabonis gets -1 somehow, even though I thought he's been injured, but that's like the only changes. Now for the Pelicans, Zion Williamson +1, made it to the 90 overall club in the first time of Zion Williamson's career. Congratulations to him, man. Good for him. Can he keep it up? I mean, he's putting up dominant numbers, like numbers that we haven't seen since Jordan and Shaq. Yeah, seriously. So what he's doing is insane. Does he keep it up? We'll have to wait and see. Also, they add Isaiah Thomas to the team. Whether or not he'll be helpful, we'll have to wait and see. For the Detroit Pistons, Sadiq Bey -1. Besides that, I don't see any other change for this team. For the Raptors, Fred Van Yeet -1. Still the best player on the Raptors, but this team is so weird because it makes no sense why they're not winning games, but here they are. For the Rockets, Christian Wood -1, even though he's still playing kind of The thing is that he's coming back from injury. The Rockets aren't winning games. They're not looking to win games, so it's just like, obviously he's not putting up the numbers that like he could put. And then Kelly Olynyk +4. Massive upgrade for Kelly. Kind of out of nowhere. Maybe he's been playing good for the Rockets. I have not paid attention, but apparently he's playing good for the Rockets. Now for the Spurs, Rudy Gay -1. You know, I've seen this man miss a lot of clutch buckets lately, so I'm not even surprised. For the Suns, a pretty interesting one. Dario Saric +1, almost in the 80 overall club for Dario. Pretty good for him. He's been on the Suns for a while now, and it's good to see him important on a really good team. For the Thunder, they've had one player every roster update that gets like a +7 every time, and this time it's Moses Brown. From a 74 to a 77, gets a +3. He also got a face scan upgrade lately, which is good. Yeah, it's so weird how everyone on this team is getting like a random upgrade out of nowhere. It's crazy. Okay, a couple changes for the Timberwolves now that they're kind of healthy, besides D'Lo. But Karl-Anthony Towns +1. Malik Beasley -1, but he got injured, so it's like Anthony Edwards +1. He's been fantastic, maybe even rookie of the year. Just a couple changes here and there. Once they're healthy, and I mean they're gonna have a good draft pick this year too. They're gonna be nasty next year. Like honestly, they are. Okay, so for the Blazers, Melo -1. I was finally happy that he was back in the 80 overall club, and now he gets dropped back down, but still, he's been fantastic for the team. I don't even care. And then for the Warriors, James Wiseman -2 from a 79 to a 77. As a rookie, you'd expect it, but he's been very inconsistent this year. Hopefully next year he gets that jump. And finally, for the Washington Wizards, we have Russell Westbrook +1. What? They upgraded Russell Westbrook? He's been deserving of it, putting up absurd numbers, and I wouldn't even be surprised if they upgrade him again next roster update. Even though they're losing, Russell Westbrook's getting his. Okay, that is it. That's all the major changes. Which ones do you think need to be changed? Leave it in the comments below. And if you like this channel, give it a sub. And I'll see you guys next time.